Why do older men often find themselves attracted to younger women? It's a question that's been asked countless times, often with a raised eyebrow and a smirk. People point to physical attraction, thinking that it's all about looks and superficial charm. But let's dig deeper, way deeper, into what truly drives these relationships. Is it really just about age or physical appearance? Or is there something more profound? There's a common misconception that age gaps in relationships are only about what's visible, but here's the truth. It's about emotional connection, growth, and depth. Today we'll be exploring how emotional intimacy is the key to long-lasting connections and why emotional presence can create a bond that outlasts mere physical attraction. Every relationship, whether it's romantic or otherwise, is ultimately built on a foundation of emotional connection. You might be thinking, isn't attraction based on what we see? The truth is, yes, but physical attraction is just a spark. The real flame that burns steadily, keeping a relationship alive and growing, is the emotional bond you cultivate. We're conditioned by society to think that performance, whether in the bedroom or in life, is what keeps relationships going. But in reality, emotional depth and connection are far more vital for the longevity of any relationship. By the end of this video, you'll have an in-depth understanding of how to foster deeper emotional connections, not just in your romantic relationships, but with everyone around you. You'll be empowered to build stronger bonds by understanding that intimacy goes beyond the surface. It's about emotional availability, presence, and vulnerability. This video will leave you with actionable insights on how to create lasting, meaningful relationships that aren't just about attraction, but about genuine emotional connection. Let's be honest for a second. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where you were physically present, but emotionally checked out? Maybe you were sitting across from your partner, but your mind was somewhere else. Or you were on a date, but instead of being fully engaged in the conversation, you were distracted by your phone. We live in a world where we're constantly multitasking, but when it comes to relationships, performance means nothing if you're not emotionally available. To truly connect, you have to be present. That means being there, really being there, not just in body but in mind and heart. Here's a reality check. Intimacy isn't about impressing your partner with tricks or moves. It's about sharing a moment where both of you are emotionally connected. Physical techniques can only go so far. Sure, they might bring temporary satisfaction, but they don't create lasting emotional bonds. The deeper, more meaningful connection comes when both partners are emotionally invested in the moment, sharing their true selves without pretenses. The power of presence. When you're emotionally present, you're not just responding to the surface actions of your partner, you're engaging with their feelings, their needs, and their desires. You're actively listening, responding, and sharing in a way that fosters connection. It's not about perfection, it's about being in the moment. So, when was the last time you gave someone your undivided attention, fully and completely? Have you ever experienced a moment where you were emotionally present with someone and the bond you shared became stronger because of it? What did that moment feel like, and how did it change the relationship? Let's dive into emotional safety, the cornerstone of any deep, meaningful relationship. Emotional safety is the unspoken agreement between two people that they can be vulnerable with each other without fear of judgment or rejection. It's the foundation of intimacy. Without it, you cannot truly open up. Emotional safety allows both partners to share their fears, desires, and even their insecurities. Without it, relationships can feel shallow, transactional, or built on pretenses. Being in a safe emotional space means feeling like you can show up as your authentic self, flaws, quirks, and all. It's not about being perfect. It's about being accepted for who you are. Emotional safety is built through trust and consistent, supportive behaviors. When you know your partner will listen, validate, and never belittle your emotions, you're more likely to share deeper parts of yourself. Early on, emotional safety may take time to build, but it's crucial to lay that groundwork early. A lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable at the beginning of a relationship, and that's understandable, but if you're constantly protecting yourself, keeping your emotions guarded, you'll never be able to truly connect with someone. Emotional safety allows for a more authentic, honest relationship where both partners feel understood. Engagement, prompt. Think about a time when you felt emotionally safe with someone. What made that space feel safe? How did you open up more freely as a result? Confidence is magnetic. It creates a space where people feel comfortable, secure, and valued. But there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. Confidence is quiet assurance in yourself. It's knowing your worth without needing to prove it. On the other hand, arrogance is a mask for insecurity. It's about putting others down to elevate yourself, and in relationships, that's a huge red flag. Confidence creates connection. Arrogance isolates. Arrogance stifles connection. Think about the most arrogant people you know. They tend to push others away, don't they? They're too busy trying to prove themselves to allow for a real emotional connection. True intimacy doesn't thrive in an environment where one person feels the need to dominate the conversation, the relationship, or the emotional space. How confidence shapes relationships. True confidence in relationships leads to mutual respect and understanding. It fosters a space where both partners can grow, be themselves, and share their vulnerabilities. Arrogance, however, creates a power imbalance that can lead to resentment and emotional distance. So how do you show up in your relationships? Do you offer your partner space to be themselves, or do you dominate the emotional terrain? Rhetorical question. When you think about the people you're most drawn to, are they confident or arrogant? How does their demeanor shape your connection with them? Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about hearing what's unspoken. It's about understanding the body language, the tone, and the subtle pauses. True listening means picking up on the emotions behind what's being said. Emotional intimacy grows when both partners actively listen, not just to respond, but to understand. It's easy to assume you know what your partner is saying, but listening for deeper meanings creates a stronger bond. The power of listening in relationships. When you actively listen to your partner, you show them that they are seen, heard, and valued. Listening builds trust, and trust is the bedrock of any lasting relationship. You'll be amazed at how much deeper your connection becomes when you stop interrupting, stop thinking about your next response, and truly pay attention. When was the last time you listened to your partner without any distractions? What did you learn about them that you hadn't noticed before? Generosity is the soul of intimacy, but generosity in relationships isn't just about giving physical gifts or material possessions, it's about giving of your emotional energy. Generosity in relationships means offering your time, your vulnerability, and your care without expecting anything in return. It's not about what you get, it's about what you give. True intimacy is built on giving freely, without the expectation of receiving something back. Generosity creates emotional bonds. Generosity is about showing up for your partner, even when it's not convenient for you. When both partners practice generosity, the relationship becomes stronger and more fulfilling. Emotional generosity isn't about grand gestures, it's about the small, everyday moments that show you care. Offering kindness, understanding, and support is what creates the deepest bonds. Engagement prompt. How generous are you in your relationships? When was the last time you gave without expecting something in return, and how did it make you feel? Intimacy doesn't end when the lights go off. In fact, some of the most important moments in a relationship happen after the act itself. Aftercare is crucial to maintaining and deepening emotional bonds. It's the time when you reaffirm the connection you've shared and make sure both partners feel loved, cared for, and safe. It's easy to assume that once the physical act is over, everything is fine, but the truth is that aftercare is often what solidifies the trust and emotional bond. Fostering trust and emotional safety post-intimacy. Checking in with your partner after intimacy shows that you care. It's not just about offering comfort, it's about reinforcing that emotional safety and trust. It's about saying, I'm here for you emotionally and mentally, just as much as I am physically. When you invest in aftercare, you show your partner that your connection doesn't end when the physical part is over, it continues long after. Engagement prompt. How do you show your partner that you care after intimacy? Do you check in emotionally to make sure they feel safe and valued? As we've explored today, true intimacy is built on emotional connection, not physical performance. Sure, performance might get the job done in the short term, but it's the emotional bond that keeps the relationship strong over time. It's not about impressing your partner with physical moves, it's about making them feel safe, valued, and deeply connected with you. Final insight. When you shift your focus from physical performance to emotional intimacy, you create a bond that lasts. It's not about what you do in the bedroom, It's about how you make her feel. That feeling, that emotional connection, is what stays with her long after the moment has passed. Today, we've learned that the key to building deeper emotional intimacy lies in presence, emotional safety, confidence, attentiveness, generosity, and aftercare. These are the building blocks of a relationship that thrives on trust, understanding, and connection. Reflect on your own relationships. Are you emotionally present, truly listening, and showing generosity without expecting something in return? Start focusing on these key elements and watch how your relationships evolve into something far deeper and more fulfilling than anything physical could ever provide. Remember, true intimacy is about building emotional connections that stand the test of time. When you focus on the emotional aspect of your relationships, you'll create unbreakable bonds. Leave her better than you found her. That's the mark of a real man.